advised. The opinions and views of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Give me your hands. I don't even do this anymore.
Your brother, I'm telling you, he's really for real. You can make money doing this.
For a while, had an office, a website, newspaper articles, even had a book written about him.
So what happened?
Couldn't cope.
Can I ask you a question?
The job I had before was as a psychic.
What do you think happens when we die?
I recognize you. You're that psychic.
I have news for you. I don't do it anymore.
I give you my word, I won't tell anyone.
You have a duty to do it if you have a gift.
It's not a gift, Billy. It's a curse.
I think you experienced death. Listen, everything I have, I lost.
If you're worried about being on your own, don't be. You're not.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Philippines Uncut. I'm your host, Buddy Cunanan. Now, I'd like first to greet all our viewers in the Philippines and all over Asia who are watching us on the GSAT Satellite Network. Happy Halloween and happy All Saints Day. Now, that trailer you watched earlier was from the movie Hereafter, a fairly recent movie starring Matt Damon and directed by the great Clint Eastwood. And it's a story about a psychic and a group of people who are trying to answer the question that man has asked himself since the dawn of time: is there life after death? And so that is our topic tonight on our show entitled Life, Death, and the Afterlife. Today, as we approach All Saints Day and we remember the dearly departed. So joining us in the studio to lead us through this very interesting discussion on the afterlife is a very noted paranormal expert and psychic. Her name is Miss Luna Ada. Thank you very much, Luna. Welcome to Philippines Uncut.
Yes, good evening, buddy. How are you?
Very well, very well. Thank you for coming on the show. You know, this is I've actually tried to get you on the show several times, but our schedules have not intersected. But thank God that I finally got you now.
Yeah.
And that
it was meant to be.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
The timing is perfect. Now, let's talk about you first. Give us a short introduction about yourself and your gifts.
Okay. Well, actually, I got my first and foremost. I got my gifts from when I came back to life. And it's perfect. The topic is life, death, and afterlife. And I just want to share my experience. It got prominent after my death. Yes. I was a flatline. Then when I came back to life, the gifts manifested even more.
What gifts are we talking about here?
Seeing the future, seeing dead people, even the gift of healing. Yes, they all came out.
Now, as a young person, before, when growing up, as a child, as a student, did you know or did you have a feeling or an inclination that you had these special gifts, so that this was in you, perhaps dormant, or maybe hindi mo na napapansin, hindi pa lumalabas?
Yes. Yes, when I was 6. It all started when I was 6. But of course, as a child, you do not actually play. You do not take it for seriously.
Okay.
You don't take it seriously. You just play around. You joke around. So, when I get to tell people about what I see, they mistake me for a cuckoo.
Pero okay, nung 6 years old ka, when you were 6, ano yung how did it come out? How did you know? Because you said it started when you were 6.
Yeah.
What happened when you were 6 that it sort of manifested itself?
Yeah. Predictions came in for those who will die, for the calamities that will come in, for anything under the sun. Yeah. So I can get to see them ahead of time.
Okay.
Yes.
So you had this gift of being able to foretell
Yes.
the future and make predictions.
Yeah.
Now, okay, let's talk about your paranormal gifts, or your gifts, your ability to communicate with the other side and to see, say, those who have passed on.
Yeah.
When did you first realize that you had these abilities?
It became prominent 2007.
Okay.
2007 after.
You said you flatline. What
Yeah,
happened?
after
What
the
happened to you?
Well, lumobo yung tiyan ko.
Okay.
Then
Tapos?
doctors couldn't find anything wrong with me.
Okay.
But it all stated in my scans, my ultrasound, my CT scans. It showed something was growing inside of me. Then when they tried to open me,
Yes.
they found nothing.
And you flatlined on the operating table.
Yeah.
Now, tell us what happened. So you flatlined, and obviously they brought you back. Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you
I
first
just
realize?
I just felt like I was floating.
Okay.
I was floating. Then I came across this. I did not see any light. I came across a gate, a very big gate, a white gate,
Yeah.
a golden gate.
Yeah.
Then I saw an old man, and he said, "Anong ginagawa mo dito?
Okay.
Bumalik ka. Hindi pa tapos ang mission mo."
Hindi pa
Those
tapos.
were the clear words I remember. Then that's the time when I got back. I saw myself. Sabi ko, I saw my.
Ito yung near-death experience na
Yes,
sinasabi ng mga tao.
yeah.
No? People who have died, tapos sinasabi nila na they had this experience after they are officially, physically
Yeah.
pronounced dead.
Yes.
Now, nung bumalik ka sa body mo, how did you notice or how did you know that you had this ability to communicate with the other side?
Certain circumstances have arrived.
As in your third eye, people talk about a third eye, di
Yeah.
ba? So yours was opened after this
It was
experience.
it was open before,
Okay.
but it got will not say powerful. It got it broadened after that experience.
I mean, like, in what way would you be able to?
Nag-evolve kasi siya.
Oh, pero since then,
Nag-evolve
nakakakita ka ng spirits, let's say, in your everyday life, in your course of living.
I sometimes mistake them for people.
Really?
Yes. There was one instance when I went to a certain place in Manila.
Mhm.
It was an old building.
Okay.
Then I tried to ask an old man who was walking with books. So I asked him, "Ikatay, where's the
Direction. Yes.
no, where's the room of the director?"
Okay.
He was not answering. He just passed through me.
So,
Yeah.
So-
So I really thought he was a man,
okay.
in a physical form, but he was not. He tumagos siya. Tumagos siya.
Now, these amazing and interesting abilities of yours, how do you put these gifts to use today?
Okay. First and foremost, I pray. I meditate, I pray. That whatever I have, I will not consider it a curse,
Okay.
as people might call it. I will consider it as a blessing.
Yes.
Yes, and I've helped people.
How?
Missing people,
Yes.
people who are sick. They get well naman, and nahahanap naman yung mga nawawala. So yun.
interesting because in the trailer we watched, Matt Damon,
Yeah.
who portrays the psychic, the story goes like this. He was a psychic and he had this special gift of being able to talk to the other side.
Yeah.
And hindi niya kaya yung buhay na yun. Kasi parang, you know, people, I guess the pressure, the emotional strain on him was so great that he had to turn his back on this life of his and really give it up completely. Did you ever feel that sort of pressure on yourself? That, you know,
At
the
first,
difficulty
yes,
to adjust?
yes, because people cannot accept you as you eh. And ang hindi nila matanggap doon, it's bakit may mga kagaya mong nag-i-exist. Yun yung, most of the time that's the notion. They're scared of you, either they're scared of you, they're afraid of you, because you're not normal. But it's okay. It's your prerogative anyway.
So you in the course of your profession and life, you interact a lot with people who need help with connecting with the other side, as well as those from the other side who need help with, let's say, connecting with the people still around, still living. Now, okay, it's actually a question I'll ask you straight for. Is there life after death?
Yes.
Okay.
There is. And a lot of people have experienced that. A lot of people who had the same case as mine experienced that. It's just that science can't explain it anymore. You know, when it comes to spirituality, science have boundaries already, which their knowledge, in my own opinion, cannot reach the boundaries of spirituality.
Of course, it's something that really science will have a difficulty.
They can never explain that one. They try to find out a lot of things about human evolution. You know, they can describe everything about that. But you know, when it comes to spirituality, it's endless.
Yes. Yeah. Where does the soul go? I mean, what happens when people die? Where does the soul go? What is on the other side? People, we could talk about the other side. What is on the other side?
Okay. When you go up, it's really peaceful. I had a thought one time that I don't want to go back. Sabi ko, I just want to stay here. I don't want to go back.
You're talking about your personal experience.
Yeah, my personal experience. That's my experience.
What kind of peace? Peace as in
no pains. No
okay.
pains, no problems. You don't think about food. You don't think about your shelter, where you will sleep at night, where you will get your money. No, you do not have that anymore.
Complete detachment from
Yes,
everything material.
Complete detachment.
This is before they cross over to the light. And we're going to talk about that in a while. But you're talking about immediately when someone dies.
I did not cross a light.
Yeah. Or cross over to the other side where that heaven, so to speak.
Yeah. The heaven.
Yeah. So, but this feeling of happiness, contentment, peace, you're talking about immediately after passing away. This is what you felt.
That's what I felt. Yeah.
Okay.
And unfortunate for me that I have to go back.
Yes. Now, okay.
Yeah.
People, I mean, obviously, if we go by what you're telling us, we exist in a certain dimension, a certain plane, and we share this plane with other beings.
A lot of, we are parallel to other worlds.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why there are ghosts, there are entities, there are elementals, there are spirits that bound everything around us.
Okay.
Okay? And the most important thing with that is we must know how to respect.
Coexist.
Yes. Coexist with them even if we don't see them. Okay? Because people are afraid, you know, they might harm you or...
Of course. I mean, if you hear something where nothing is there, nothing physical, of course you're going to be frightened, no?
Yeah. But, you know, the most important thing is respect.
Okay. So, crossing over means to cross over to that final place where they will enjoy this contentment, this peace.
Yeah.
But, I mean, for a lot of spirits, a lot of ghosts, that's why we call them ghosts, because they inhabit the same space as we do.
Yes.
This means that they have not crossed over yet.
Yes.
Okay. Why is that? How come there are spirits that have not crossed over? How come they linger with us in our space? Why don't they go to that final place to cross over to heaven?
Most of them have unresolved issues. That's the very reason why they cannot cross over. Unresolved issues, problems, guilt, that that they can no longer find the answer because they're not here physically anymore. That's it.
So it's a choice.
Yeah.
They choose to stay here to remain with us, although they can't cross over, but they can't because what you're saying is that they choose to stay here because of unresolved issues.
Yes. Most of them.
Okay. How about the other cases aside?
The
from
other
that?
cases, they would go straight directly to down.
Hell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
On the other side.
you believe that there is a notion of heaven and hell.
Of course, yes. It exists.
What about ghosts or spirits that linger because they're attracted to? I mean, is there truth to some people saying that okay, this house is old, and so there are spirits here, and that the spirits don't want to leave the house because they somehow own the house or
Yeah.
feel
That's
connected.
material. That's material attachment.
Okay.
Yes. That's the very reason why they cannot cross over because they're afraid someone might get their share.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even what you're saying, even in the afterlife, it is possible for them to have these feelings of still have these human emotions.
Yes.
Of like you said, guilt.
They actually they feed on ghosts
Okay.
or spirits feed on human emotions.
What do you mean?
Okay.
Define.
If you're the typical person who most of the time gets angry or madali kang mainis, the negativity feeds on them. That makes them strong. So the manifestation in a certain place or a certain plane, a certain area, malakas.
Okay.
So that's why there are so-called poltergeist,
Incubus.
Yeah. So kaya meron mga ganun.
Okay.
Marami. There are a lot of types of
How can they
ghosts.
move things though? I mean, if they don't belong to the physical world anymore, how is it possible for them to manifest by making sounds or let's say moving objects? How do they do this?
Because of the inclination to the materialistic side.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay. Hauntings now. A lot of people believe that yung bahay, porket luma, may multo. Pero yung bagong bahay, walang multo kasi bago.
Hindi totoo yun.
Totoo ba yun?
No, it's not true.
Bakit?
Hindi totoo yun. Because, halimbawa, yung house mo, bago, hindi mo naman tinirahan. You have to remember there are lingering spirits. And ito rin yung mga spirits na mga ligaw. So, syempre, maghahanap yan ng space nila that they can own. So, possible na yung bahay na bago, panirahan din nila.
Okay.
Yun din yun.
How about, this studio? I mean, is it possible for you to look around and you actually see them? I mean,
Yeah.
How do you see spirits? I mean, is it a physical form you see?
Physical.
I mean, do you see them the way you see me? Like I'm obviously a physical
I
being.
see ghosts the way they died.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then sometimes I see them, those who died accidentally or who died.
Aren't you frightened?
No, I used to be, but not anymore. I got used to them.
How about here in our studio? Can you?
Well, yeah.
Are there any?
Yes.
There are now here.
Yeah. Actually, two of them. Yeah. But
Two of them. You're not talking about our cameraman, are you?
No.
Okay. Okay. What can people do if they have a haunting problem? I mean, this is a problem that not a few people have. In fact, I've had a problem similar to this. What can people in our position do to make this stop? Because it can be very disturbing. Huh?
There are a lot of things to do.
Okay.
There are a lot of ways, actually. If you want to drive a spirit away, you pray. If you want to drive an evil spirit away, you can use incense or invoke the power of God. So from there, maraming ways. There are also people who vie for the scientific method. That's getting EVPs or using the steel rods.
What do you subscribe to? What would you say would be your most preferred method for dealing with a paranormal problem?
I just take them as it is.
Just accept that.
Accept them. They exist. I cannot do anything about it. You exist. If you harm me, I'll ask definitely is it possible for you to please leave the place? I ask, and so far, in my experience, they listen.
Really, yeah?
Yeah.
Should people be worried about hauntings or paranormal phenomena in their homes?
If it's hurtful, yes.
How is it hurtful? I mean,
Hurtful.
like
Halimbawa, natutulog ka sa kama, galit sila sa'yo, hatakin yung paa mo.
nangyayari yun,
Yeah. Or halimbawa, batuhin yung mga kaldero mo, itapon nila sa'yo. Parang ganyan. If it's hurtful, yes.
Yeah.
You have to command them to leave.
Have you come across cases like that where the hauntings have been actually violent?
Yeah, I did. But, well, by God's grace, I'm still here.
What happened in that case of that violent?
One time, it's almost a spirit trying to enter a person's body.
Possession.
The possession.
Okay.
I just told the spirit, you leave. You do not have a space here.
Now, do all spirits listen to people
No.
or to mediums when the medium asks them to move on
No.
and leave the place?
No.
Okay.
But most of the spirits there are good spirits, don't worry. But there are bad. Mas marami nga lang yung bad.
Really?
Yeah. Mas marami bad. They're hurtful spirits. Yeah.
Okay.
So, like people, may taong mabuti, may taong masama. Same thing with the elementals. May elementals na mabuti.
Let's define that for our audience. What are elementals? Because we've been talking about human spirits. What are elementals?
Elementals are, ito yung matatawag natin duwende, mga sirena, mga fairies, mga nuno, sila yon who dwell sa realm.
Pero sino
Realm
sila?
lang.
I mean, kung hindi sila human spirit, what are they? Who created them? How did they come to being?
They're practically also keepers of nature.
Okay.
Some believe that they're a part of the fallen angels. Well, if so and so that they're like that, well, it's up for other people to believe that way. But they are merely creations also.
How do we define if there's some sort of haunting happening? How do we define or how do we identify whether what's doing this is a human spirit or an elemental?
We can see people like me can see if the hauntings are done by an elemental or spirits. Madali sila ma-identify actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Kasi merong spirits na physical talaga, spirits na makikita natin walang muka, na nakatalokbong lang. Yeah. So, ganun.
Now,
Pag elementals kasi, makikita mo, mukha silang tuod, mga wood.
So interesting, because even in our folklore as Filipinos, we hear about kapre, duende, and all these things. And tayo, this is a city, living a modern life, we dismiss this already as this is parang old wives' tale or whatever like that. But actually, these folkloric beliefs of our ancestors and our people of the province perhaps have basis really.
Yes, they do. They just live parallel to our world. Andyan lang sila sa kabilang dimension.
But they occupy the same physical space.
Yes,
It's just a
they
different reality, a different dimension. But sometimes, as hauntings do occur, the two worlds, the two dimensions do collide.
Yes, they
and
collide.
that's when things get interesting.
Yes.
Okay, Luna, stay tuned. Just hang on first because you have to pause for a break.
Okay.
Guys, more of life, death, and the afterlife when Philippines Uncut returns.